Let's move on. Islanders -1. Let's move on to Golden Knights Canucks. Bobano, is there any way? Is there any way that Travis Green goes back to Markstrom? And it has to be Thatcher, right? It has to be Thatcher. The last thing I want to do is cap this game completely with Thatcher Demko as the goalie after that spectacular performance and see Markstrom between the pipes. Is there any chance that it's Markstrom?
That we don't really fully know what the hell's going on with Markstrom. Was it rest? Was it an injury the other night that kept him out against the Vegas Golden Knights? But nevertheless, we know Demko was awesome. It's a tough call. Travis Green seemed to intimate in the post-game press conference that it was just to give Markstrom a little extra time, heal up, rest, whatever the case may be, and that if he's ready to play and feels good enough to play, he's playing tonight in Game 6. So I'm going to guess Markstrom, but it depends on how he feels, and maybe we do see Demko again. But I think Markstrom. I think if Markstrom's good to play, he's playing. That's there.
Darnell Wilson, what up, my man? Yes, we do have the double taint Thursday. Blue Jays money line, White Sox money line, double taint Thursday. So I want that first period under 1.5. I won't take it with Markstrom. I'm interested in the under 6, and I won't take it with Markstrom. And the Canucks can win. You can beat teams getting outshot 2-1 if you pounce on mistakes. If you play sort of the way the Knights play, where they counterattack, they focus on the counterattack, you slip up and they have an odd man rush and they hurt you with it. And the Canucks are capable of doing that with the way Quinn Hughes is playing from the back end, looking for those outlet passes to Besser and Pettersson that are playing so well, and JT Miller being the kind of player we've always dreamed of having. But we've never, as I say, JT Miller kind of player we've always dreamt of having, it's Quinn Hughes. He's the guy. And when we were in COVID, I wrote an article on odds.com about how the Canucks are bet on in 2020-21. I didn't think at that time that NHL was coming back. I was like, this team is bet on. They're not going to re-sign Markstrom. They're going to free up a little bit of money because we're still paying off money for Luongo and shit like that going against the cap. But it is Quinn Hughes. And we've seen that with the Colorado Avalanche. No matter how great Heiskanen is, when you see Makar and Girard out there all game long, that's how you succeed. And I know Shea Theodore is playing so well, and Nate Schmidt maybe not as good as he was pre-steroids. Golden Knights, Canucks, I can't make a legitimate move that I want to make until I know that Thatcher's in net, because with Thatcher in goal, you saw them last night 2 nights ago, knowing that the save was going to be made. And it changes the way you play. You play with a little bit more comfort. You can keep them to the outside. Let them shoot away from the outside. Who cares if you look up and the final shot total is 45-20? What matters are the goals. Golden Knights, Canucks. We have the Knights at -240. It's crazy. And the total at 6. How do you see this banging up, Bobano?
I think the series ends tonight, but I'm with you, and there's no way I lay -240. I do think it's done tonight, but I'm not laying -240, and I'm not even taking Vegas on the puck line at all. I'm off the side completely. I can't go against my notion that I truly believe Vegas finds a way to end it tonight, but I'm also not completely ruling out the heart and the resilience and the guts of the Canucks. And this is a team I respect enough where I've not bet against them in this series. In fact, I bet on them, I believe, in Game 2 of this year. That's the one time I bet Vancouver, and they rewarded me. Because I figured after the shutout loss, we have seen them respond very well offensively and in terms of winning games after being held to 2 or less. And they did that in the Game 2 performance. Vancouver is – Thatcher Demko's getting a lot of praise for his performance. He deserves it. He was really good. But part of the story, and I'm glad you mentioned it the way you did, Jimmy, Vancouver Canucks boxed out that entire game. I mean, Thatcher Demko was seeing a lot of the shots coming toward him. He was seeing the puck all night. They were doing a great job of clearing the front of the net, keeping things to the periphery, and that played a big role in the performance too. This wasn't all Thatcher Demko standing on his head. The Canucks really did a good job giving him some easier shots to have to face, to have to handle in that Game 5 win. I think that's changing tonight. Every comment from DeBoer the head coach. Comments from Marchessault, Stone after the game. We made it too easy on them. We didn't get traffic. We didn't get out after the rebounds in front. They got to those loose pucks in front of the net. We didn't. We need to change that in game 6. They know what they have to do. They got to get right in the grill of Demko or Markstrom, whoever's in net tonight, and just make life miserable on them. And I think they will. And the one thing about Vancouver is when they've brought it defensively one game in these playoffs, they've had a hard time bringing it defensively the next game. They've fallen off, and they've started to give up these great chances again and make mistakes with the puck and turn it over. And with Vegas, I think, coming after them offensively even more assertively and even more aggressively tonight because of what happened in Game 5, I could see Vancouver fumbling with the puck, turning it over, and there's Vegas getting those grade A chances tonight that they didn't get in Game 5. I think they'll probably get on the board first. That's going to open the game up completely because Vancouver's facing elimination. There's no tomorrow. If they fall behind, and I think there's a chance they might early in the game, regardless of who's in net, it'll lead to a more wide open game. And we've seen that this is one of those series where it's been a high-scoring game following a low-scoring game and a low-scoring game following a high-scoring game in this series. That's the way it's trended from a totals perspective. I think that trend continues. So I'm on the over in this game, over 6. -110. An elimination game, I don't mind it because you could always get the extended empty net late in the game to get you at least to 6, if not more than 6 goals in this game. I'm staying off the side completely, but going to go with that because I think Vegas is going to be much better offensively. The long-term over track record for Vegas and the long-term win-loss track record for Vegas after being shut out or held to 2 goals or less in a game the previous game is ridiculous. I think they're like 9-1 or 10-1 alone, the last 11 in this situation. So I think they're going to bounce back offensively. At the same point in time, I don't think Vancouver's getting neutralized or shut down completely either. I could see their offense getting it going because they've just got too many weapons. They're all playing well. Horvat, Pedersen, Miller, and Besser. If Brock Besser gets going and shows that deflection goal in Game 5 maybe takes the monkey off his back and he relaxes and he gets back to playing the offensive game we know he can bring to this team, that adds another dimension to this Vancouver offense. So I'm just going to stick to the total, playing it over. The side, I'm going to root for Vancouver. I'd love to see a Game 7. I'd love to see this team make it interesting and take us to a Game 7. And I'd just love to see a Game 7 because it's going to force Peter DeBoer to maybe consider Marc-Andre Fleury. Because if Leonard loses back-to-back games, I would think Leonard's back in tonight. If he loses back-to-back games and this goes 7, he's going to have a sleepless night, Peter DeBoer, thinking, do I stick with Leonard for a 3rd straight game off 2 straight losses, or do I go back to the guy that's beloved with this team and this organization and this city and Marc-Andre Fleury? I just want to see a Game 7 just to see DeBoer have to make that decision and have a sleepless night thinking about it.
I love it. And we've had very similar betting spots in this series because I only bet Game 2 and bet on the Canucks and took that cash. I got plus 185, took $370 and was very thankful. But I'm on a different feel here with this game. And I would not talk you guys off. A lot of people in the chat are on the over. I would not talk you off that. But I think first period is going to be tight. And if Thatcher's in goal, I'm on the under 1.5 first period of plus 115. And I'm on it confidently. So I think this first period is going to be very tight. And the Canucks know what worked. Keep them to the outside. Let them shoot away. Counterattack, counterattack, counterattack.
So for what it's worth, if I'm looking at an under in this game, I would prefer it earlier, not later. I think second period it would get going. And third period for sure. You could see an explosion in the third period. So there's no doubt. Yeah. If I'm on the over, I want full game. If I like the under in this game, I would prefer it first period. So that would be my way to go.
Well put. I like it. And quickly, Bobano, Claudio S., whom we love in the chat, wants to know if you have any look on player goal props and if there's anyone you're looking at as you've had great success with them.
Yeah, for Vegas, I'm going to stick with they didn't get it done the other night, really, but Marchessault, Stone, and Tuck are the 3 guys I would target for the Vegas Golden Knights. For Vancouver, I know Besser. I'm tempted by Besser because he got that goal. I might bet Besser just because he finally got a goal. Maybe he's going to be free and easy and confidence coming back again. Besser, Horvat for sure in a big game like this. He seems to find a way to step up. Pedersen, Pedersen's feeling it right now. I wouldn't talk. Those would be the three I'd focus on for Vancouver: Besser, Horvat, Pedersen in terms of goal scoring props for Vegas. Marchessault, Stone, and Tuck for them. The Islander game, Beauvillier. I think Beauvillier has been a little bit more quiet the last game he was. I think Beauvillier is the one I'd look at for the Islanders' goal scoring.
Agreed. Great stuff from Bobano. I'm on the Islanders -1, and I will be on the first period under 1.5 and plus 115 if